Alright guys, today we're going to talk about buying your first longboard and just longboarding in general. So, here we go. Alright, so when you're buying your first longboard, you need to keep in mind what you want to use, what you want to use your longboard for. Now there's a couple of different things, you know. Lots of people for their first board they'll buy a pintail. That's a horrible idea. Let me tell you why. Number one, you can only use it for cruising and carving. That's all you can use it for. If you want to do any downhill, it's not ideal for it. If you want to do any type of sliding, it is not ideal for it. Basically, all you can do with a pintail is cruise and carve, and it limits you. It may be fun, and they look cool, and I'm not going to lie. I kind of wanted one when I first started, but I would not recommend that your first board be a pintail. In fact, I don't recommend you get a pintail at all. Sorry, I'm all sweaty and stuff. Just got back from skating, and I thought I should make this video. So, here we go. Don't buy a pintail for your first board. Don't ever buy a pintail. They're fun and all, but they will limit you in the long run, and overall, I just would not recommend it. Now, let's talk about what you should be getting. And that, my friends, I personally think for your first board, you should get a drop-through. Now, let me tell you why. Now, lots of people agree, disagree. I mean, it's all up to speculation and, you know, what it is you want, but the reason why I say you should get a drop-through is because you can also top mount it. It is one of the best, I think it's the best all-around board you can have as a drop-through. It's not specialized towards anything. It's just a nice, solid construction, and you can do absolutely anything on the right kind of drop-through. If you get the right one, you'll be able to do sliding on it. You'll be able to downhill on it. You can do freestyle. It's great for pushing because drop-through brings a little low to the ground. It's great for sliding because it brings you a little lower to the ground, and as you know, that helps you slide. And that's why I think everybody should get a drop-through when they are for their first board. And if you don't like the feeling of a drop-through, you can always top mount it, and then that's easy to do. But I personally believe everybody should get a drop through, unless if you've tried them. If you've tried, you know, like let's say your friend has one, and you just don't like the feeling of the drop through deck, then definitely go for a top mount, or you could go for a drop deck or a double drop. Alright, the next thing we're going to talk about is what trucks you should get. And I think everybody, I mean, this is my personal opinion, you do whatever the heck you want to, but with trucks, when it comes to trucks, for your first set, there is no way you will need precisions. There is no way. Don't even consider those an option. Even if you're thinking of rays, do not get them. You do not need them. Believe me, you do not need them. What you do need, however, is a nice, solid set of cast trucks. And something that I would recommend that, again, everybody gets. Again, you don't have to do what I say, but I recommend that everybody get a set of Paris V2s. The reason why is that you can get them in a 43-degree angle if you're going to be, you know, doing a little bit more, you know, downhilly, free-ridey stuff, if you're going to be going a little bit faster. Or if you're just going to be cruising around, I would recommend just the 50-degree base plate. Now, me personally, if you're just starting out, definitely get the 50-degree. It'll help you turn a little bit quicker, be a little bit more lively, and it will help you out in almost every aspect. And I think Paris V2s would be the best because they have a super open bushing seat, making it nice and easy. They feel great in my opinion. Other people hate them, but I think they feel good. They're a lot beefier than their other ones. The V1s, they were known for bending, but the V2s, they still, I mean, I've heard them bending, but don't worry about that. It's not a problem unless you're going fast. If you're just cruising around town and whatever, all you need is just a nice solid set of trucks, and I recommend Paris V2s. I think they're the best that you can get. They also have rake in them, so that way you can dive in and out of turns really quick. And they're just a little bit better suited, I think, towards a beginner. Yeah, I'm just watching here on I'm recording this with my GoPro, and I have an app on my phone. And it's a great app. I recommend it for everybody if you have a GoPro. But, just watching, yeah. Sorry if I, like, you know, lean in or, you know, do, like, the over-exaggeration stuff. It's just what I do. Next up is wheels. Okay. What do I recommend for a beginner wheel? Anything. It depends on what you're going to be doing. There's going to be two things that you're going to be doing, most likely. You're going to either be doing, one, you're just going to be carving and cruising. Or two, you're going to be wanting to You're going to start out with carving and cruising, but then you're going to decide, hey, I want to try sliding. And that's probably where you're going to go after you're finished with your carving and cruising. What do I recommend? I would recommend that you stay away from square lift wheels unless if you really just want to stick to carving and cruising. Now what I recommend is that you stay away from square lift wheels if you want to get into sliding. If you want to get into sliding, get a nice round lift wheel. If you want to get into more, you know, just carving, just the cruising, you want that extra grip, get a square lift wheel. You'll thank me in the long run. But if you don't think you're going to be getting into, you know, you want to progress, then definitely get a square lift wheel. Now, what wheels do I recommend? There's a couple. If you want to get into sliding straight off the bat, ABEC 11 Flashbacks 81A. I recommend those to anybody. They are one of my favorite wheels of all time. They're super fun. They're super smooth, super consistent, super easy to slide on. I would definitely recommend them to just about anybody. Another wheel I would recommend are the ones I have right here. These are these 627 66 millimeters, worn them down just a bit. Really resilient to wear. Nice. They're a fast wheel. I'd recommend if you have, you know, if you do get a 66 millimeter, 69, doesn't matter, whatever it is you feel like. You know, if you're, I'd recommend probably the 69 if you're going to be doing more, you know, cruising or whatever, just because it'll maintain that roll speed and whatnot. 66 millimeters if you have a, you know, like let's say you get a double kick and you don't have as much wheel clearance, get the 66 millimeters, which is what I got, so I could throw it on my Bonzing Super Fatty. It's right there. It's a wonderful board. And then if you want to, you know, just do straight grip and you don't want to do any, you know, anything, you don't want to do any sliding, then right here, Venom Cannibals are an excellent choice. These are super coned and delicious. I have these Road Riders that I got. They don't make these anymore, which is too bad, but they're really plush, really smooth. I would recommend these if you can find a set, the teal ones. Here's my cord wheel set, not that big. I need to go out more, but I've been busy with school the past little bit, but yeah. These are the Flashbacks I was telling you about. Best wheel, one of my favorite wheels, just one of the best wheels in my opinion that you can get. These are Race Formulas. Race Formulas are another great choice. These are Metro Motions and Butterballs. That's wheels. A couple of recommendations that I have. You don't have to do it again, but you know, whatever. Alright, next up is grip tape. What grip tape should you get? Well, it depends on, again, what you're going to be doing. If you're just going to be cruising, that type of thing, usually the stock grip tape that you get, I recommend ordering from Skate. They have great service, everything. I just like them. Okay, there's my non-paid advertisement for the video. But if you get just, you know, Jessup or whatever, I don't really recommend you buy Jessup. I know it's cheap, but it's a cheap grip tape, and overall it's not that good. Also, stay away from clear grips. I was an idiot and I bought this, there it is. I bought this crap from Zoomies. Do not buy this. This is horrible. Does not do anything. If you have a cool graphic on the top of your board, awesome. Get clear Vicious. Do not get this. This is a waste of money. I spent like $15 on this and it's a piece of crap. I mean, it doesn't work. It doesn't grip your feet. Don't get it. Stay away from clear grips. They're horrible. Unless you get Vicious. Clear Vicious is pretty good. Not the best, but it's good. If you have a graphic or whatever. Now, what are some of the grip tapes that I do recommend? Well, if you want, you know, just absolutely death block your feet and your feet will not be able to move, Vicious grip tape, the black. That stuff is insanely grippy. You cannot move your feet. If you have like a new set of shoes with a ton of tread and you put that on a new fresh board, you cannot move, you know, it's just stuck there. You can't move it. The problem with that, with Vicious, is that it wears down pretty quickly and it's just not that good after you wear it down. Another, an alternative that I personally like better is I like Gator Grip, the 36 grit, 36 grit. It's a good one. It's really good. It allows, it grips your feet really well, but it doesn't grip it so much that you can't move it. You can still move it just a little bit, but it still locks you in. It's one of my personal favorites. Another great one is RDVX. RDVX is a fantastic grip tape that I would highly recommend. I actually have it on my NLS over here. Let's see. Yeah, you can see it. Woohoo! Okay, I have that gripped up right there. It's a great grip tape. It's probably the one I'd recommend the most because it's not overly grippy, but it lasts for forever. The grippiness of it is the exact same from the day I opened it, which is a couple months ago, back when I did the unboxing video on the other channel. But it's just a fantastic grip tape. I recommend that one the most because you grip it once and then you're done. Alright, now you may be thinking, I want a color grip tape. Awesome. The thing I'd recommend, if you go with that, go get some, either spray paint it, which is, it's alright, I wouldn't recommend you do that, but you can. Or you go to, like, you know, Home Depot or Lowe's or, you know, what, you know, anywhere hardware store, pick up some belt or, you know, some sanding paper that's different colors. Then just, you know, get some you know, adhesive, you know, some glue, and then just glue it on. And that's what I'd recommend if you want colored. From what I've heard, blood orange isn't that good. I personally haven't tried it, but blood orange grip tape, I've heard, you know, it wears off, it'll chip off. It's just not a very good, you know, grip tape brand. Red Vicious, I've heard, is pretty good. Not as grippy, so that's another good option if you want to add some flair to your board. So the ones I'd recommend the most, really, are the Red Vicious and RDVX. Those are the two I recommend the most if you're going, you know, to buy your first board and you want to, you know, get some new grip tape. I would stay away from Jessup. Vicious if you want a death grip, and Gator grip. That's it. Okay, and that's that's grip tape. All right, bushings. Woohoo! Okay, let's talk about these really quick. We touched on them in How to Slide Part 1, but I didn't. I feel like that I was a little biased because I only tried Venoms and the stock and the Randalls and then the Paris, and I didn't like any of those. So let's go over bushings. Bushings go inside the truck. These red parts right here are the bushings. So the bushings, what are they used for? They're used to make your truck turn more, turn less, etc. What is it I recommend for a beginning? I recommend that you get a barrel, two softer barrels, or a barrel cone of a little bit harder durometer. Now there's there's a ton of great brands out there. My personal favorite is Riptide. I like Riptide the most just because it's nice, open, free. There's no restriction on it or anything like that. So I'd recommend that you get Riptide. Or if you try out a bunch of different brands of bushings, that's the only way you're going to know if you really like them or not. Alright, the next thing we're going to talk about is sliding gloves. Everybody needs to get a set of sliding gloves. Everybody. Even if you're just cruising around, get a set. They will save your hands. It'll save everything about you. Make sure you pick up a set of sliding gloves. What do I recommend? Make your own. What I did is I was stupid and I picked up a set of these loaded race gloves. I've had these for like 3 years now or something. I mean, so it was a good buy, but I spent 90 bucks on these. That's an insane amount of money to spend on just a set of gloves. Don't do that. Make your own. What I recommend is, it's really easy. All you need to do is go pick up a glove. I recommend, you know, a nice heavy-duty leather glove. Make sure it's leather, because leather will last you 4 times longer than any other glove. Order a set of pucks. There's a couple of brands I recommend. I recommend Fat Dean's. Make sure you pick up a Velcro kit as well. Don't get industrial Velcro. You don't need that. You stay on just fine without. So I pick up a set of Velcro, a Velcroing kit, and then make sure you sew the Velcro onto your glove. If you don't know how to do that, I'm sure there's some video out there that'll show you how. But sew your glove, or sew the Velcro onto your glove. Also, other great brands are Wholesome. They have scented pucks. They don't last quite as long, but they smell. And they smell good, so I'd recommend those. Ojum's another good one. But my personal favorite is Fat Dean's, just because they're nice, cheap, they last you for forever, and they're just an all-around solid puck. Helmet. A helmet will save your life. I don't care if you think, you know, oh, I'm gonna be cool, you know, I'll wear a helmet, that type of crap. No, you're not cool. You're an idiot. You will die. Sure, people may make fun of you, but think about it. Is a helmet stupider than brain surgery? That sounded dumb. Because, you know, if you don't wear a helmet and if you crash, you're going to most likely need to go to the hospital. Whereas if you have a helmet, you won't. You might, depending on how hard you fall. But just definitely get a helmet. Get a CPSC certified helmet. Don't get I have the 888 dual certified brain saver right here. I'd recommend it. It's a great one. It fits nicely. It's built well. It's just an all-around really solid helmet. It's like 30 bucks. And think about it, $30 as opposed to, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars compared, you know, in medical surgery. And then you don't have to go through all that. You fall, the styrofoam cracks, oh no, what are we going to do? You just pick up a new helmet. That's all you need to do. And I would recommend, you know, a helmet. All you need is a bucket. Make sure it's CPSC certified. And then that's all you need. Is this right here. Helmet, slide gloves. Those are the bare minimum requirements that I think every longboarder should have. Any skater, doesn't matter what you're doing, always wear a helmet. Even if you're just cruising across town, make sure you've got one on. If you get hit by a car, this helmet could save your life. Actually, here's a quick fun fact for you. The worst head injuries occur at, I think it's speeds under like 10 miles an hour. And here is why. They occur at very low speeds, like, you know, 5, 10 miles per hour. Here is why. If you're standing on your board and you're going like 5 miles an hour and here's a rock, you know, just go. If you land directly on your head, there's more direct brute force heading downward. But now, think about this. So, you know, your head's going to get a straight impact onto the ground, and it's going to hurt. And it's going to give you a lot of brain damage. And if you don't wear a helmet, you already have brain damage. So, yeah, okay. But if you're going faster, what's going to happen is, so, you know, you're going faster and you fall, your head is still going to hit, but it's going to, because you have more inertia going this way as opposed to, you know, going more straight down, it's going to be going more at an angle, so you'll skip. I mean, you won't really skip, but it's the same idea that you're going to kind of skip over. So if you think, oh, well, I'm just going to be going slow, you know, it won't matter if I wear a helmet or not. It does matter. Definitely wear a helmet no matter what speed you're going, no matter what you're doing. Always wear your helmet, even if you know you're just dicking around in your driveway. You know, make sure you've got, you know, a helmet on. That's the big thing. Always wear a helmet. Always wear your slide gloves. Another thing I would highly recommend, knee pads and elbow pads. Now, a lot of people think, oh, that's stupid. I'll never wear, you know, that type of crap. But the thing is, they'll save your knees and your elbows. I mean, that doesn't mean you won't get road rash, but at least you'll be protected right there and there. I've known a ton of, I don't know, but I've read a ton of stories where people, you know, they'll like crack their kneecap. And it'll just crack because they weren't wearing knee pads. And then they're just cruising around. I mean, they weren't doing anything extreme. They just, oh, they hit a rock or something, and then their knee hits and it cracks it. You know, you could blow your knee out. You know, you could hit your elbow and it hurts. I've done it. That's why I always wear my safety gear every single time I'm out. I never go out without my... I always, at least, no matter what I'm doing, have a helmet and my gloves on. There's a very bare minimum thing I always make sure I have when I go out. I recommend you get 187 Pro knee pads, elbow pads. I know it's like 85 bucks for both of them, but believe me, it's well worth the money. Don't get the cheap things like at Walmart you can get for 10 bucks for the set. Don't get that. It won't protect you. What's going to happen is when you fall, it's going to slide up and you're just going to get shredded anyways. Not going to offer any protection at all. Make sure that you get something that's going to last you. I've been using my knee pads and elbow pads, my 187 Pro knee pads and elbow pads. I've been using those for around, I'd say about 3 or 4 years now, and they're still going strong. Highly recommend them. Definitely pick up a set. Pick up that, pick up a set of gloves and helmet. Alright, let's talk about what to stay away from. What brands to stay away from. There's really only one that I can tell you of that I don't think would be a very good option, is Loaded. Now, I'm going to get a lot of crap for this, I know, because there's tons of Loaded fanboys and stuff out there. But Loaded, it's overpriced. Everything they have is overpriced. Their new board, the Overland or whatever the heck it is. They're ridiculous. It's like 200 bucks for a double kick. A double kick, you break those. Those are meant to be broken. Do not buy a Loaded board, no matter how much you want to, no matter how much you think you're going to like it. There's going to be something just as good, if not better, for half the price. Do not get a Loaded board. Other than that, I think you're going to be okay. Also, I'd stay away from original unless you're looking into their arbiter stuff. Their arbiter stuff's pretty cool. But if you're looking, into their, Apex, whatever, Apex 40 or whatever. My friend, he was Skater of the Month with Edge Board Shop. He got one. I tried it. I didn't like it. He tried it. He hated it. It wasn't that durable. It started to de-lam after about a month. And the board itself is it's like $200 board. It's ridiculous. Do not stay away from loaded. And don't spend more than about $200 on your first board. Don't spend more than that. If you spend any more than that, it's a little over, you're kind of pushing the boundaries a little bit, in my opinion. Alright, sorry this has been a long video, but here we go. This is the final thing. Here's what I'm going to say, my final thoughts, and then what I would personally recommend for you. I would recommend that you get something that you want. Now, what I suggest here shouldn't affect you by any means, but I'm just sharing my personal experience and what I personally would believe. Here's what I would recommend. If you're going to get a board, here's my personal recommendation. I recommend that you get the Jet Doppler 3D. That's my personal recommendation. I recommend you get it set up with Paris V2s, whatever color you want. And I also recommend it with, I'm looking at Mirror Skate right now. I recommend it with either the Mirror Skate wheels. Mirror Skate wheels would be a great wheel to learn on, great for cruising. They're a little bit slower of a wheel, but they're like $30, they're like $20 less than all the other wheels. So they're a great option if you're getting it from Mirror Skate. If not, great. But I would recommend it with ABEC 11 flashbacks is what I'd recommend with that personal setup, with that specific setup. And then, just the Mirror Skate bearings. Now, bearings, they don't really matter. Brands I'd recommend Zealous. That's it. If you have other bearings, great. Use those. Make sure you pick up a set of spacers. Don't get precision spacers either. They're not worth the money. Instead, just get, just get spacers if you have other ones. Just get them. They're good all around. That way you can tighten your... What spacers are? That's a spacer right here. This right here is a spacer. It goes in between your bearings, so that way you can tighten down your wheels all the way. And you won't have any problem. It leads for smoother slides, everything. It just makes it better. So I like Zealous because they have built-in spacers and speed rings. And that's my personal recommendation to you. Again, you don't have to listen to me, but that's just what I would do personally. There you go. That's that's my recommendations for your first board. You don't have to get, again, anything that I say. I recommend you take around, look at drop-throughs. I just looked this up real quick. So I don't know. I don't look at drop-throughs that much. I'm more of a top-mount type of guy. But I learned that because I top-mounted my drop-through. And I've just tried out different things. So I'd take a look around, see exactly what you want in your board. But I recommend a drop-through, whatever it is you want it to be. Paris V2s, great. Bushings you can upgrade if you want. Wheels, you know all that. So that's me. That's what you don't have to do anything I say, but there we go here, and that's it. I'm done. Signing off.